Hello Pisces, kia ora koutou katoa, and welcome to my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page as well. So let me see, where am I going? I was actually going to say something else, but it's kind of gone straight out of my mind, but I'm going to come back to where I thought I was going to go, and because something is just fleetingly just like taken away that thought. It's really interesting. So there may be something, and I was actually just about to, actually that doesn't, there's something not quite right, but it may be that some of you may be like in this funny little space at the moment where you may be overthinking things, or you may be not even just overthinking things, that maybe you've been caught up in some sort of drama where you may be, where are they going with that? Where you may be needing to like filter your way of thinking about things and how you're going to receive and or deliver something. So it's like not so much just a message, it's like it could be a message in this way or form, it could be some information that's got nothing to do with spiritual stuff or anything like that, but it may be some information. It's like, what do I do with it? So there's a sense of like, what I'm hearing is filtering. There's, it's filtering something, and maybe you're filtering it, or somebody's filtering the information for you. So I'm hearing there's two ways, there's two things going on there for some of you. There's maybe something that you are not, somebody may be giving you some messages or some information about something that maybe you're not kind of quite getting it. Maybe it's, and it could be for some of you that you're learning something that you're not quite understanding, and it may be that you need to ask a question rather than trying to overthink it or try to overanalyze it, basically, and turn it into something that it's not. So I'm just hearing like and feeling like I want to sit back or lean back, and then I just noticed myself swallow there, and just pause for a moment, and really like is because I feel like there's a sense of rushness, or I want to do this or I want to do that, and but it's like, hang on a moment, I don't even know where I am. So I feel like there's a sense of like being still and to assimilate and process the information, whatever it is that you're working through. So there may be, because I'm hearing for some of you, I'm hearing a lot of it, there may be something about lies that are coming to you, or half-truths, or like I say, there's something that's not really quite explained well, or you feel like they're trying to, how that feeling where sometimes you feel like you're being fobbed off, and it's like, well, that doesn't actually feel quite right, or I don't feel like I've got all the information, or you've given me all the information. So I feel like it may be that you're needing to, for a good portion of you, this is talking about needing to maybe ask a few more questions, okay, with whatever is going on with you, going on around you. So anyway, we're going to start off with this. I know I'm going to start off with this one, and the flow is a little bit different. So I'm doing mind, body, spirit, and soul flow today, and we're doing across the board. So we may go forward, down. So it's kind of interesting. It's gone mind, body, soul, spirit again, or spirit, soul again, going down in the last reading. So it's kind of like, I find that, excuse me, something's really unsettling there. So it's like, because I'm just noticing I am like swallowing, and also like something's like in here in my chest is like not fully, belching, or I'm feeling belching, but indigestion, not a full-on indigestion, but something is like quite unsettling. So for me, and because it's around that area, it's probably got something, maybe you're not, expressing yourself in some way or form. So, gosh, this phone is like, my battery is going low again, so I'm just going to plug in my battery, so excuse that. So maybe your batteries are running low as well, and maybe you need to like recharge or plug in as well. And it may be there, because there may be, and that's with this going, because typically I would just turn that off and like start again, but I'm not going to, because I feel like it's part of the reading, the message. So I'm just going to carry on. So anyway, the Man of Cups, which is interesting, because the Man of Cups, the surfer here, is the King of Cups. So I feel like there's something about being emotionally and with relationships, that something is starting to settle down with you, or settle in with you, or you're noticing a difference in your relationships with people, because the King of Cups is typically, on top of himself in the sense, or knowing, in charge of himself with his emotions and that sort of thing. So then we have, this is one he was called the Surfer. So he's like, when I'm talking about surfer, I'm seeing this wave, and him surfing in the wave, and he's in control of his emotions, even in the biggest sort of tunnel, like if you envisage a surfer surfing come up, well, the biggest wave, he knows he can navigate his way around it, but that's because he's knowing about how his relationship, how he can express himself emotionally with people, with himself, most importantly, and where he lies and how that lies or fits with him. So in that, I'm noticing the flower is at the top. It's like, to me, I'm hearing lily, but I'm seeing, it doesn't look like a lily, but for some reason I want to say lily, or the lily of peace, or white, or the Christmas lily, which is white, I'm pretty sure. So then we have the woman of wands, and this is like the queen of wands. Okay, just had a moment there. So censor, in this deck, they talk about her or express her in the sense of a censor. So when I say censor or censor, there is the energy. She's very intuitive, and she knows, and she takes action on stuff. But she's that entrepreneurial sort of energy as well. So there's something about, the business side or creative side as well. Very creative. It's with the cups as well. So there's a blend of that going on. So I feel like there's something in the overall energy. There is something moving where maybe you're feeling a little bit more creative, and on a couple of levels, where you're in the way that you communicate with people, but also the way you're building relationships, okay, with yourself and or with others. So, and then we have on a spiritual level, the Four of Wands. So Four of Wands for me is like you're building on something, and it's like you're starting to see or bring together the tools that you're needing to bring together, for something else. So there's aspiration there with this one. So something that you're aspiring to achieve is moving, okay, on the overall energy of moving there, okay. And then on the Ten of Crystals, there is talks about here is delusion. So it's like the crystals in this one, is the equivalent of the swords in normal decks. So that it's like you're cutting through the delusion or the lies that you've been told yourself, and or somebody else's as well, or others. So, and then we're moving into like the current energy here with the Ace of Pentacles. So there may have been a gift that's been presented to you, or it may be coming up. So I'm hearing even now, there may be something new may be coming in. So a new opportunity, could be a new job or a new career, could be maybe just a new something that comes out of the blue for you. But definitely an opportunity for many of you. I do feel like whatever this new gift, it could be, it's something like a pay rise as well. It could be that you've been given an out to something that you didn't think was going to happen, and it could be, it could be anything. It could be a payout or something that comes out of the blue for you, Pisces. So that's pretty way cool. But then I'm hearing, and then we have the Fool here on a physical level, like this, taking this physical leap of faith. It may be that you're holding off on something, and it could be like leaving or moving into this, allowing this new beginning, or a new way, new income, new way of being, or new family member, or an old family member that's new, that's coming back in, or something like that, whatever it is, because this has got to do with grounding as well. So I feel like there's a sense of grounding yourself into something new. But there's also about, you know, something shifting maybe in the family. There may be a new child that's coming into the family. And there may be even, because they're kind of going really quite wide with this and wild with this as well. So there's something I want to bring, it's whatever it is exciting. But it all depends on this, you know, how you look at it. But I do feel it's all got to do with you, as always. It's ourselves, but it's also got to do with something else around us as well, and how we respond to things or react to things, situations, people, whatever. But going back to that, so there is an opportunity there, or something new coming through, or something new that coming through that allows you to be able to move into, to do something, maybe create a new business, or going out on a business on your own, or an extension of a business and something, you know, that you're already doing. It could be a new job, could be study, could be whatever. But there may be, you know, like, and actually taking that leap of faith, it may be that, you know, to moving forward or shifting in some sort of way, that there is a resistance. I want to say it's not just a resistance, but it's like there is, for some of you it will be resistance. For some of you it'll be, I just haven't got all the clues yet. I'm a little bit unsure in the sense of I'm not sure where what to next. So in a sense that can lead to resistance, or taking that leap of faith. But just knowing that actually whatever way we go, there is usually challenges, and that's generally why we don't take a leap of faith or make some changes, because we don't know what is going on. And sometimes it's like, you know, sometimes we just, you know, you never know, because what is actually presented to you that could happen, even if you like took a new job, for instance, and they said, well, this is your package, this is blah, 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 this is blah, 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 and then you took it and then they didn't follow through. That's where, that's kind of something that is like where that leap of faith still comes in as well. So either way, that's why Spirit is saying that either way there is a leap of faith with everything we do. Okay, so then we're moving into, on saying that, I feel like some of you may have felt like, oh yeah, I've been burnt before. So which is why you are reluctant for that leap of faith. But in saying that, it's like, okay, looking at that, and it may be that you're needing to readjust where it is that you're going. So, but somehow, for some reason, this card, the Justice card has come up. So justice will be served. It's like there's a balancing of the scales for whatever happens, whatever way you go. I feel like they're talking about, you know, justice will be served. It will come back around in some way or form. Now there is, because we have the celebration with the wands as well. So that's here. So there's something with whatever action you take. It's like there is some sort of, yay, I'm glad I took it that way, or yay, it actually did work out, you know, there's something moving. So there's a celebration. It may not be quite where you want it, but there is movement, and it's you getting evidence, or that there is, there is something moving, and it is tangible, and it is, there is still something that's more actionable, but it's like you acknowledged your idea is like actually okay, and it's working. So there's been some sort of achievement is what I'm hearing, or acknowledgement in some way of a step in towards the success that you were looking for or wondering about anyway. There we go. Okay, so then we have here the next row down is like, okay, you're in search of something new, with the Three of Wands here. There's something you're looking out into greener pastures and also barren pastures, but there is growth in the distance, but it's like there are greener pastures in there, because I'm seeing green mountains on further on, and there's just some groundwork to be doing, some planting and some seeds that need to be planted, the seed and some toiling of the soil, nurturing the soil. But then there's some success that's coming, because here's the Three of Cups here. So whatever it is that you're thinking of doing, or whatever, steps you're taking into, there's some sort of success that's coming in some way or form. Because then we have, it's like taking that in a way, because there's the leap, the fall there, even though there's resistance. If I turn that up the right way, if I turn it up the way in, upside down, it's maybe, it's still either with the fall the other way, the cards are showing there is celebration. either way. But it's like, why, you know, it's like why resist? You know, why am I resisting as I'm hearing, and or why, you know, why am I not seeing for what it is, and why am I not taking that leap of faith? Either way, it's like, and you do it like, not with a little bit of reluctance is what I'm hearing. Something's working out anyway, because these cards are coming up like this. And if you don't, it's like there's still some sort of success, but I feel like with the Chariot here that's coming down there, there's, you know, there's a decision that you're going to be needing to make anyway. And it may be a different decision on coming back from that one anyhow. So, but that's the beauty of us living here in this world, in this universe, is that we have this gift, and it's an amazing gift, and it's called the gift of choice, basically. And we have that ability, that we can choose again, okay, and to change things up, change things again. So then we have the sun on a spiritual level here. So the sun talks about, you know, optimism. There's something shining bright, and I'm hearing like, I'm following the sun. There's a sense of freedom, and there's a sense of like joy here. And it's, even though there is a sense of vulnerability with a little bit of nakedness there, but there's something about grounding. It's like letting yourself go, letting yourself out there without, you know, with a bit more freedom. And the sun is there. Like, I'm really, really, really drawn to the sun, the energy of the sun there, and the smile on the face, because it's like setting, you know, you're starting to allow yourself, enjoy yourself more. But, you know, knowing that actually, even though there is a little bit of uncertainty there, and, you know, in this, when I'm looking out there, that actually I can create it. And you know what? You can, because here is the Magician. So this is about you allowing yourself to, you know, be in, you know, take charge and take that leap of faith, because the Magician is the next one after the Fool. Okay? That follows the Fool. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to take that leap of faith, and you never know what might come out. But, you know, if I'm in that space, and that positive space, that actually, you know, because you've created stuff before. You've created, you know, all sorts of things. And even if you've had to start again, you've created it. You've worked your magic. Might not have happened overnight, but it did happen, you know. So it's about you make things happen in the sense that, you know, and following your intuition as well. Because you can. You're good with your intuition. And then the Page of Swords here is the new way of thinking again. It's like, from way back there, it's like you have, with all the information that you've gathered, you've come to a different conclusion. But for some of you, yes, but some of you, it's like, okay, and your perspective has changed, or a different conclusion. Yeah, okay, your perspective changes. So it's like, okay, I'm seeing things from another point of view, but like there's newness in there from whatever is going on. It's like, okay, I see that for what it is what I'm getting. And now it's like you can now shift into this different way, with this perspective of, or perception of how, and how or where what things had happened and how they happened, but also what do I do with that information, like 10, moving into it, and assimilating it, processing it, okay, and how now it's like you can move forward with the best possible knowing, you know, of what, how, what, where you're going to go with whatever it is that you're going to go with now. Holy shit. And so there becomes another choice to make as well in the path. It shifts your path in a way. But then it's like, there may be, coming back on the spiritual level there may be something coming in again that you may be feeling or buying into, you know, or sensing there's maybe a little bit of deception going on there. So, but I feel like that's more in the mind, because it's like whatever is happening there, where you may have been deceived before, which is, you know, coming from there, but you've come to the end of that and not letting that get in your way. So there may be signs and symbols that are coming up that somebody may be deceiving you, but, and you know, and on a spiritual level you may be sensing that, which is cool, on an intuitive level. But it's like, it's not reading that, it's like, okay, not reading that is actually going to be, or have to be, or, you know, it's like, I feel like for some of you it's just this, it's like for all of us, there is something pops up or triggers up, and it is just being mindful and aware, okay? But it is also not allowing that to be the thing that stops you from, going down a certain pathway as well, because now you are more aware, you're more going into working on that alignment of yourself. And so there's that, so inner, there's that sense of that side of things as well. But and then I'm just hearing that sometimes, and that leads into our mind, or our not letting ourselves deceive ourselves as well. Okay, wow. Okay. I'm just like, wow, Spirit, that's kind of going really deep. But on saying that, I guess there's a good portion of you that will understand that. Okay, well, okie dokie. And then we have here the Two of Wands. So there's something that comes out of that, and it's like, I want to say, okay, I've gone through that, now where to now? So there becomes like you make a decision, and it's like you're stepping up and you're looking at the world. What is out there in the world? What is it that I want to do, be, give, and have in my life, but also in this world? Okay, so there's definitely some steps, because you've got the Four of Wands there, and you've got the Three of Wands here, like, going out in search of your journey, basically, and taking that next step is, okay, now how, what is it that I need to do in this next step to make this idea happen or create something? What is it, moving through on that creative process? So you've got the 2, the 3, the 4, and I thought I had the 5 in here somewhere, we had the 5, but no, that's something. Oh yeah, the 4 of Wands twice in there. So there's something about aspiring and aspiration. So I feel like a lot of you, we do have something in mind, or you do have something in mind, but it's like, there's gradually you're working your way towards that, and like things are feeling more right now than they ever have to start pursuing that. Okay, because then we have the Hanged Man, which has come out lastly on here as well, and he's about shifting that perspective or perception about things, and sometimes people don't see what we see, so you may be thinking, coming from another point of view, and it's maybe you're seeing somebody else's point of view, but it's not working for you, or it doesn't resonate with you, and that's okay. So it's just like you need to do what you need to do for you about whatever it is. So I'm putting those together because they've come out last together, and we'll just see what comes up. And just to clarify these cards here, see what last words the Spirit have to say, or the energy of Pisces want to share with you. But this is an amazing energy here, Rita. It's like you're definitely moving through or have been processing something. I feel like a lot of you, things have been coming at great speed with all these wands that are coming out, so and getting you to, and helping you to see through things. Okay, here is the Queen of Swords. So first card out, so she is in her power, and she's like communicating really well, concise, clearly. I want to say clearly to people, to herself especially, but also about and thinking clearly about what it is that she's wanting to achieve, or do be, haven't given her life. And she's like, okay, not, and being in her power through expressing it, and being, because I'm hearing decisive, because that's the other word that, the decisive, being, making decisions and not taking too long, but not rushing things as well. So there's a bit of balance in there, but it's like really tuning into oneself, and it's like, okay, I need to make that now, I need to do it, because sometimes we just need to do things impulsively or spontaneously, otherwise, and without letting our head get in the way. And other times, depends on the situation, we need to be taking a little bit more time. It depends. So on a physical level, the Seven of Swords has come in, so there's something like that's blowing, that's blowing in the wind, that's passing through. So it's like now, there's definitely something about you moving from one phase into another, and you may be feeling a little bit like wind blowing there, but there's something blowing through from the frustration and all the setback and the, I'm hearing a combination with setback, frustration, and the disharmony that is going on with the Five of Swords, even though it's not up here, but there is, oh, there it is, there's the Seven of Swords. So it's like, there it's something, oh, that's come up again. I just clicked, actually. There may have been a little bit of bits deceiving, but there's something is, that's blowing away. Whatever it is, it's blowing away on the physical level here, they're talking that. So so with the Queen being in the mind, it's like you're clearing the way, it's blowing away. And something is coming at where it's like you're not going to let yourself, get in the way of you, because now you're more in your own power and your own thinking and your own mind, basically. And you've got, because what I'm hearing is you've got, a few more things in mind now of how to move through that with these challenges that are ahead of you. Move through this deceiving, and you're not going to let yours mind get away from you as well. It's like being grounded, basically, is what I'm hearing. So there's 2 more cards to come out for Pisces. 2 more cards. Wind this up. Let's see. Oh, it's taking a little bit of time. So this may have been taking a little while, but it's been happening for a little while, but it's not. Okay. See, look, the Justice card has come out again on a spiritual level. So whatever is, something, whatever you're doing, whatever you're going through, it's like something, it's going to pay off. Okay, I'm just hearing like spiritually something is going, and there's the balancing there, that something will balance out. So just follow, don't let your head get too much in the way of things, because there we have the Lovers here on a soul level. So that some of you, it may have to do with your relationship, in your marriage. It may have to do with, somebody new coming into your life. And it may have something to do with something, with your relationship with yourself and loving yourself. But I'm hearing for a lot of you, it is that too. But I feel like some of you may be, it may be, quite relationship related with this one coming out. But it's whatever is going on with you. It's like, and for some of you, it may be, you may be overthinking things in the relationship, or there may be something going on with even like a divorce for some of you. And, and it's like you may have been in a very narcissistic relationship, whether you're a male or a female energy that's, here. So it's kind of like, and maybe I'm hearing for some of you is like, that some of this is there, but it's like there is something about like love, new love, but also there may be for some of you, like I say, a rebuilding of a relationship, a lover relationship that you're already in. And some of you, that may be just you loving yourself and, building on that, and, that self-love and self-care side of things on a soul level that that needs to happen. For some of you, I do feel like there is definitely somebody new that's coming into your life, but now that you are more able, you may be more in a space to accept someone or allow somebody to come into your life on an emotional level now, because you've dealt with some things in a way and you've gone through some things. So in a way, your soul's way is talking about justice will be served. It's like there is the person, someone is coming into your life that will be, suitable for you. And that sounds pretty cool. But there is something about, not letting your mind get run away with you, basically. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that helps you. I hope you will make sense of this, and I hope this helps you out in some way. But it's kind of like, I feel like really quite peaceful, quite content, but it's like, in a sense, it's like, okay, ready to rock and roll, ready to move on, ready to suss that out, ready to like whatever it is for the next part of your journey. And anyway, okay, they're going to go on and on and on, so I need to like say Bye for now. And so when my amazing spirit guides and I will leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance. Okay.